Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our North American Leadership Academy. I'm John Acosta, and I'll be your host this evening. It's wonderful to see people logging in from all over North America. If you haven't, share it in the chat where you are calling in. Let us know now so we can see where everyone is from. A reminder, this training is also translated in Spanish. Go to the globe and change to Spanish. This leadership is something that we do for the field every week. You may have been invited as a guest. This is a no pressure way to eavesdrop in and see how the biz is done, what kind of support you would receive, and make a better decision if the biz is right for you. You will learn about our company, products, the composition plan, leadership tips, and ideas. Hear from real stories from real people. To kick things off tonight, I'm going to send it over to Isabella Costa, and she will share with us what you need to know about Bright. Over to you, Isabel.
Thank you, sir. Hi, everyone. My name is Isabella Costa. I am a nurse and have been a nurse in the pediatric field for over 25 years. Love what I do. But unfortunately, being a nurse does not mean that I'm going to have enough money at the end of the month, or that I'm going to be ready for retirement, or that I have just a cushion to do the things that I want to do and to provide everything that I want to provide for my family. So I knew that I needed to take action and do something different. And pleased to share that I have been with Rain International for a year and love every single thing about my business. Today, I have the pleasure to share with you my ideas about what I think about Bright. Let me share my screen super quick. This is actually a conversation that I want to have with the 40 and 50-year-olds. My father was about 75 years old when he told me, Mija, I'm more forgetful than what I used to be. Um, sorry, I don't think, can you see my screen? You can see it? I can't see my slides. Let me figure out why I can't see my slide. So, sorry guys, I don't know where my slides went.
We see you and you're on the seed source nutrition slide.
And I can't see them, so we might have to, let me unshare and start over because my slides went away for me to see. There. So, like I was saying, my father was about
Sí,
75 when
como
he
les estaba
told me.
mencionando anteriormente.
Say that again, Jesus? Okay, it wasn't for us. Technical difficulty, guys. This is the joy of being live. Jesus, we can hear you. You're not muted. I'm not sure if you were talking to us. So, again, he was about 75 when he told me, and he was worried that his memory was not like he used to be. And, at the time I said, oh, Dad, you and I are just very forgetful. We have hard, short-term memory. You're okay. Don't worry. I didn't want to worry about his mental decline, and I really didn't understand his concern until now that I'm 53. And my little short-term memory has moved up a little bit. I'm not as sharp as I used to be in my 20s or 30s, and I learned that when I tried getting into a different field in nursing. And it's my forgetfulness has gone beyond forgetting where my keys are. The typical forgetting because you're busy and have a million things on your head. So now that I'm 53, it's like we got to do better at taking care of our brain. But the good news is that everything that we need to age healthier, to even maybe reverse the signs of aging, it's in seed nutrition. Why seed source nutrition? One, because it's real food. It's real food. If it's not from a seed, it's not real nutrition. And if we're going to give our brain the nutrients it needs, we're going to do it with something that is 20 to 30% more potent than any other nutrition out there. So let's talk about serious brain food. Bright is an all-natural seed source nootropic for congenital enhancement, meaning that, all right, let's take care of our brain. Key ingredients, lion's mane, which is going to boost neurological activity and recovery. It also has the ingredients that has essential amino acids and fatty acids. I'm sorry, I'm still struggling with my slides, so it's hard for me to see them. Give me 1 second. I don't know what's going on with my slides. I'm gonna have to unshare again and start over. Apologize, guys. No, baby, because you have to upload them. Okay, so lion's mane to give it neurological activity and recovery. Essential amino acids to help with the to help boost natural energy and the calming effect. Watermelon seeds that also has the monosaturated fatty acids. Sorry guys, I'm still having problems with my legs. I'm trying to do it from memory. Watermelon seeds that has the polyunsaturated amino acids that gives the energy to our brain cells that it needs. And chia seeds, also healthy fatty acids, but it also has I got an idea, I have a note. It also has a profile of antioxidants that help ward off damaging free radicals. Because right now it's summer and we got to get outside. But when you get outside to do exercise, to go for a walk, or just to go to work, we get attacked by all the that into pollution. So we have to fight those free radicals. We got to take care of our brain by making sure that we have the proper antioxidant profile. I don't know why I'm having problems with my slide. So increased focus. My college student has been taking this since started being a freshman in college, and he definitely has seen an increase in focus whenever he is going to study or start his class. He came home last semester with with Ace, so we were very pleased with the results. Enhanced memory and recall. So again, 40, 50-year-olds, let's not get to the stage where it goes beyond forgetting where we put our keys. Let's stay sharp. Increases creativity capacity, because we don't just want to remember. Let's increase our capacity of being more artistic, just being more productive when we're problem solving. Provides all natural, long-lasting energy. And so, tell me if you're with me. When you get to Friday, that's been for me. I've noticed this for a few months. When I get to Friday, right after lunch, I'm just fried. My brain just feels like, oh my God, I am fried. I've had enough, because I'm on the computer all day. I'm a triage nurse. So I'm troubleshooting all day with patients, and I literally feel like my brain is fried. And so I started taking Bright 2 weeks ago, and I actually felt more energy by Friday. I didn't feel so fatigued like I usually do. And if you were on last Saturday's, our Thunderstorm Saturday, they talked about how, when we talked about the product, how this is going to help all the weekend warriors or any athletes to enhance their natural energy. So we all need that. It's going to increase your boost your mood. Thank you. So we can just feel a little happier about all the wonderful things that are going on in our business and going on in life. And it's going to help you manage stress. Managing stress is a different conversation, a different Zoom. But the fact is that we're stressed with work, family, everything, the economy, name it, or even our business, we're stressed. So I'm not going to tell you how to manage your stress, but you do have to know that when you're stressed, when you're dealing with anxiety, it's affecting your brain. And so our product has what it needs to enhance, to help us feel more at ease and be able to manage the stress. Having that calming effect is what I'm looking for. Help us manage our stress a little bit better, at least in our brain. Because we're struggling with presentation today, know that all you have to do to tell your customers you need to learn about Bright. Here's a magazine, or hand them the Bright one page flyer, or better yet, send them over the link through your app, the Hidden in Plain Sight. If you haven't seen it, go see the 2.0 version. It's great. I love it. And so you have the tools, use the tools to grow your business. Mr. John Acosta, back to you.
All right, thank you, Ma. Thank you for that wonderful information. Up next, we're going to talk about leverage. Leverage is the concept that drives our business and the superpower of wealth building. Once you understand how leverage works, just like Mr. Randy says, you will walk through glass to make it work for you. We have the pleasure of having Double Diamond and my favorite movie, Scarface actor, Mr. Paul Engelman. They explain to us how and why it works. So, Mr. Paul, over to you.
Thanks, John. It's a pleasure to be with you this evening. As John said, my name is Paul Engelman, and I'm a triple diamond in Rain International. It's been just a wonderful experience, and it's given my family a lot of freedom and wonderful times around the world with our team. But I'm here to talk to you a little bit about a principle that we call leverage. And I learned about leverage in my young life. My family was in show business. And when I was a little kid, I was on a lot of soundtracks for movies. You may remember, if you're old enough, Dr. Dolittle with Anthony Newley. You can see this kind of stunned looking child right there. That's me. Goodbye, Mr. Chips with Peter O'Toole, and honestly, hundreds of them. I did those when I was maybe 7, 8, 9, 10. Um, it's a few years later in my life. And you know what? I'm still getting checks from those. I still get checks from Screen Actors Guild from those. In the 80s, I sang the theme song to the movie Scarface. I don't know if you can see back there hanging on the wall, but get checks all the time from that. That was in 1983. That was a long time ago. I'm still getting checks. That's leverage, when you can do something once and get paid for it over and over and over again. And the beauty of what we have here in Rain is that you don't have to be in show business. You don't have to, have lots of money and invest in apartment buildings to have leverage. Or this is a business where just anyone, for a few $100s of investment in the business with your starter kit, you can create leverage in your life. So let me share my screen with you, and we'll talk about this just a little bit and go into the details here. So one of the amazing things about a business like this is that it gives you quality of life. You kind of are in the driver's seat. You can build the ultimate lifestyle business. And what I mean by that is, people these days are really not interested in being a corporate slave. There's too many choices. People are working from home more. There are more options. So people are very focused on quality of life. They want to be able to spend time with their kids, their wives and husbands, the people that they love, their families. This is a business that allows you to do just that. And you're going to profit from some real strong mega trends that are happening right now. Trends are important. If you were a guy whose business depended on selling landline telephones, you might be in trouble. That's not really a trend right now. But these are on your screen. You can see these are some of the huge trends. Social entrepreneurship. We're social creatures. We see a movie, we tell other people, oh, I saw this great movie. Read a book, same thing. We recommend lawyers, we recommend restaurants. The great thing about this business is that you can do that with Rain products and get paid for it. People are very interested in healthy lifestyle now. It was already headed that way, but COVID and the pandemic really got people focused on, what can I do to give myself a really healthy life? I want my whole life to be healthy. The side gig economy is something that is just exploding. Right now, it's been because of necessity. A lot of people have needed extra jobs because of inflation. Hopefully, that's kind of starting to turn around a little bit. But hey, people drive for Uber, people have Amazon stores, things like that. It's huge. The side gig economy is a trend that is here to stay. And of course, social media marketing. We can reach huge groups of people online now, people we would never have known, people that might be interested in what it is that we have to say or what we think or what we might possibly be offering other people. So these are big trends that plug right in to what RAIN is all about and allow us to take advantage of this principle of leverage that I'm going to get more into. But you can set your own hours in this business. You can choose who you work with, when you work. It truly is unlimited earning potential. And what I love really most about this business is you can't be successful unless you help other people be successful. I find that the most moral business model I could possibly think of. And I have thousands and thousands and thousands of people in my team throughout the world. And I'm very proud. I actually have somebody staying with me right now from Norway. She came for an event that's happening here, but she came a week early, and we were just visiting last night. And I was saying, what if I hadn't chose rain? So many people, even yourself, would not have heard about it. And it's been something that's really changed her health. So I feel very humbled by that, being able to help other people and then leverage the power of people helping people who help people who help people. This also provides you and me with some pretty exotic travel opportunities. I've been the recipient of some amazing trips that were given to me by Rain International around the world. And Rain's compensation plan is such that, we're in about 45 countries around the world. When I say we're in it, that means that you could sponsor somebody in Turkey, you could sponsor somebody in Sweden, Norway, you could sponsor somebody in Hong Kong, you could sponsor somebody in Canada, and it's all just a part of your entire business. And so you could literally be sleeping and earning money because over in Hong Kong, people on your team are promoting the business. Over in Norway, people on your team are promoting the business and growing their businesses and benefiting from it and helping others. So you can literally earn across 16 time zones around the globe. That is awfully powerful. There are people in the world that are very wealthy that employ the power of leverage. I think about Jeff Bezos. My goodness, Amazon. Can you imagine? That business never sleeps. Every time you order a package, ka-ching, that guy is benefiting. J.K. Rowling, every time somebody buys one of those books or watches one of those movies, that woman who's a multi-billionaire now benefits. And the cool thing is with Rain, you don't have to be some super famous, business person, author, television personality to do this. Rain provides this opportunity for you and I, just the average person. And here's the deal, guys. I mean, this is just a hard, cold fact. This is reality. In your life, you've got one of two choices. Either you're going to figure out a way to employ leverage in your life, or sadly, you're just going to spend your life working for somebody who does, who has leverage already. Here's your opportunity to get that leverage in your own life. So let's talk about how this kind of works. I want to give you sort of a visual idea of the power of this. So a lot of times people say, well, okay, I've joined Rain. How many hours, can I work to make this a significant, successful business for myself? A lot of people, work, maybe 2.5, 2 hours or so a day. So what if you worked 15 hours a week? Could you start building a significant business? Well, yeah, at the beginning, it's all about you. I mean, if anything happens in your business, it's going to be because of you. Now, certainly you have people, I hate to say above you, nobody's above or below, but your sponsor who puts you on his team, he's going to continue building his team, and you might benefit from that because in the structure of the business, somebody could be placed on your team by your sponsor. But basically, it's up to you to get it going. So 15 hours a week is a good way to start. But then let's say you sponsor a couple of people and they're doing the same thing. Well, now your 15 hours a week has turned into 45 hours a week, 30 of which you're not responsible for. You just still work on your 15. Now let's say that you've added 4 more people. Let's say that you've got 6 people on your team plus yourself, and you're each working 15 hours. Well, my goodness, now you're benefiting from 105 hours a week of effort, only 15 of which you're responsible for. Let me tell you, as this begins to amplify, exponential growth is a thing in our business. 2 people who sponsor 2 each, who sponsor 2 each, who sponsor, that starts to become a huge, huge group of people. And if they're all doing the minimum like 15 hours, and a lot of people work more, can you imagine the hours that you're going to benefit as your group grows? It's pretty amazing. And this compensation plan has 9 different ways to earn. And I'm not really going to go into all of them, but let me just tell you, it's a powerful compensation plan. It creates freedom. It creates leverage. It creates empowerment in your life. It creates choices in your life. And I'm here to tell you, I'm just one of a very humble example of thousands of people who are benefiting from this. I'm no different from you. You can benefit from leverage too. So back to you, John. Take care. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Paul. And now, our favorite part of the program. We always like to feature real people and give them a space to share their story. First, let me introduce myself. I'm John Acosta, as y'all already know. I'm a college student working retail. And when you become an adult and you want more freedom, working for above minimum wage doesn't cut it. Still a few years away from my sports business degree, I found something I didn't know I was looking for, leverage. I'm now building my business with the goal of creating a comfortable residual income that's going to help me create wealth. We are excited that Karen said yes with us. So please meet Miss Karen Ariola.
Hi everybody, my name is Karen Ariola and my coworker, her name is Isabel. She introduced me to Ray. Wherever it got my attention because I will have energy to deal with my child. I will have energy to also deal with my patient because some of them are very, very hard to deal with. And I will have money when after if I could go to any vacation. So I see myself, I'm like, I could do this full time because I cannot see myself working for somebody else for the rest of my life. So I start my business with Ray. I have introduced it to my family, my friends. Some of them love it. They were like, ooh. There was one of my coworkers, she would say, she would have a domino pen. She was like, oh, Karen, can I have something? I'm like, here. We're going to give you pure. That's my favorite, pure. And it's good for you guys. If you have a stomach ache, it will eliminate any toxicity if you have in your body. It's also good for essential minerals. She was like, When you give me that pure, it was so healthy that my abdominal pain went away. So I'm like, you could join me with my business. It's rain is also wonderful. So I'm like, I want time and I want to travel with my family. And I don't want to worry about the financial outcome. I have this 5-year-old boy that he think he's millionaire. So that's my mentality. We are millionaire, we're going to work, we have this business, it's going to help us. So everything, it was excellent. So I'm glad that my coworker gave me the opportunity to join Rain. So I'm Karen Arrieta from Houston, Texas, and I am Rain. Now back to you, Mr. John.
Thank you, Karen. Now, this is the last part dedicated to the leadership training. Today, we have a pleasure to learn from a double diamond in which when she speaks, everybody listens. Miss Laura Weeks. Sorry, to you.
Okay, thank you so much, John. And hello to everyone. Again, my name is Laura Weeks, and my husband and I were introduced to RAIN back in 2013. So just like everyone else here, somebody we knew reached out to us, and he encouraged us to take a look at this brand new company that was opening for business in the United States. Now, this guy knew that my husband and I run a holistic or an integrative medical practice, and that we are always looking for top quality nutritional supplement products that we could take ourselves and that we might be interested in sharing with our patients. So he encouraged us to take a look at this company. At the time, there was only one product. Imagine that. If you're newer in this company, we just heard about Pure being a favorite product. Well, when I was introduced to this company, there was one product, and it was our flagship product called Soul. We did our due diligence. We looked into the product, we looked into the ingredients, we tried the product. We were very impressed with seed-based nutrition and with the quality of what this product Soul was all about. Now, in addition to running this medical practice, I also have a background in business. And when I realized how powerful Soul is as a product, I thought that it would be interesting to also take a careful look at the income opportunity, both because I knew that there are people who would benefit from these products that may not have budgeted for them. And if there's a way to get them paid for, that would be really good. When was the last time you went into your pharmacy and the pharmacist told you there would be a way to pay for those medicines that you need? It just doesn't happen. So the fact that there would be an opportunity for people to be able to earn what it would cost for them to take their products every day seemed like a real win-win opportunity. And then you can appreciate the fact that if you're running a solo medical practice, it is not a leveraged situation. We love what we do. I love my work, but it is not leveraged. If we're not in the office, we're not getting paid. And so having a side income, being diversified in our income stream, having more time freedom, knowing that we can travel and there's still money coming into the bank. I have 4 daughters, one of whom lives across the country, 3,000 miles away. I can take time off from our medical practice. I can go visit my daughter, and we're still earning. I can travel around the world. We're still earning. So many benefits from the leveraged aspect of this opportunity, not to mention the part that's most important to me personally, which is helping more and more and more people around the world have solutions to their health challenges. Through this platform, we can really empower ourselves, educate ourselves, and help not only ourselves, but other people all over the world enjoy better health, enjoy more financial stability, and have a better quality of life. So that's why I'm in RAIN. I joined RAIN back in 2013. And the reason I'm still with the company is because the products are so effective, so transformative, and so important in people's lives. So that's kind of my background. And since I know we have a little bit of extra time today, I thought that I would take the time to share that. But the real topic of my leadership portion today, I'm calling turning challenges into opportunities. And I started thinking about this because of a challenge that we're all, a small challenge that we're all facing with RAIN right now that I believe we can turn into opportunities. But I just want to preface this by saying that in life, we inevitably find ourselves in situations that we didn't expect, perhaps we can't control, situations that present challenges. And if you've been on the earth for any length of time, you have experienced this. But what we can control, what we always have control over, is how we address challenges, what our attitude is, what our mindset is, what our self-talk is. This is so important in the work that we do in medicine, but it's also totally important in how we live our lives and also how we build our businesses with RAIN. So that's my topic today. But this morning, my husband shared with me a little video that was totally apropos. He had no idea what I was going to talk about tonight. But I'm going to show it to you. It's kind of a departure from what we normally do here. It's only about a minute. But since it's North American Leadership Academy, most people speak English. A couple of you are pediatric health professionals. I'm just going to share this very, very short video that talks about when life is hard, but your self-talk is louder. And if this kid can do this, imagine how we can approach challenges. So listen carefully here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is a kid getting a needle put in him for chemo treatments.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, look at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So very brief, but the point is it really stuck with me because this kid's self-talk is yes. This kid's self-talk is, we're going to get through this. I'm going to get through this. Do it to me. Give it to me. You know, embrace the challenges in life. So if he can do it, what is the challenge I want to talk about today? The challenge I want to talk about today is something that we might call a first world problem, which is that this company is currently out of stock with the product Core. Okay, and when I heard that, my first thought was, oh dear, I have a bunch of stock of Core, but it's not going to last very long. I wonder how long we're going to be out of stock with Core, and I wonder what kind of phone calls I'm going to get from people wondering when we're going to have this product back. So this kid has a mindset at a young age that's going to serve him throughout life. And if each of one of us can embrace our challenges with that kind of mindset and this minor challenge of not having Core, then I think we're going to be okay. So, you know, how do we deal with something like this? Do we complain? Do we blame RAIN for poor planning, that we don't have enough stock? Do we play the victim card? Do we lament the impact that this is going to have on the health of our business? Or do we change our mind? Do we reset our attitude? Do we embrace the challenge and the problem? And we are going to end up with all kinds of challenges, not only in life, but with our businesses in RAIN. I've been with this company 13 years, almost 12 years, I guess. I can attest to that. But it's all about how we embrace these challenges and as leaders, how we deal with our team and how we talk with our team about these kinds of things. So what can we do? Well, the first thing that I want to talk about is using this opportunity to reach out to your team. This is the summertime. A lot of people are perhaps a little bit less focused on their businesses than they may be other times of year. Maybe they don't even know that their auto ship, their subscription for Core isn't processing this month because they're not paying very close attention. Not everybody is looking in their back office on a regular basis. We should be, but not everybody is doing it. So my recommendation is reach out to your teams. Let them know. Make sure they're checking their subscription, because if they do have a subscription that includes Core, it will not process. And Rain is telling us that we may not have core back until September. So there are people who are at risk for not only not getting their core, but not getting the volume that that product would have created to keep their business active, to be earning commissions. So if you have anybody on your team, or if you yourself have a subscription for core, you need to go in and change that. You need to put a different product in there, and so do your customers and your associates. If they don't, they are at risk of losing their banked volume. They are at risk of, with the Rain Cash program, of going back to the beginning in terms of the percentage of discount that's being earned. Because as you remember, with the Rain Cash, we start out at a 10% discount on our subscriptions, and it goes all the way up to 30% if we maintain that subscription for a whole year. You don't want to be perhaps at 25 or 30% and go back to 10 because you let your subscription lapse for a couple of months. So the opportunity is to go back and talk with your people. Every chance you have to go back and talk with your people is a chance to check in with them and see how they're doing in their business. Maybe encourage them to try a new product. We don't have core. What about pure? What about renew? These are other products that support detoxification and that help our guts. So you might find that somebody is introduced in this backwards kind of way to a new product that becomes a favorite. Maybe when core is back, that person is now taking core, but also pure, also bright, also renew. Who knows? So use these situations as an opportunity to introduce people, to encourage people to try some of the other products that we have. Encourage people to be checking their back office so that they know where their business is. This is an opportunity. Some people will say that any publicity is good publicity, right? Just being noticeable and visible in marketing. So use this as an opportunity to go back to your people and encourage them to try something new. Now, how many of you remember the Joni Mitchell song, "You Don't Know What You've Got Till It's Gone"? I think that it's often the case that once we get used to how we feel on a product and we start feeling better, we kind of forget how it used to be. Oh, my brain is clear. That's my new normal. Oh, I don't have pain anymore. That's my new normal. But sometimes we don't realize how well we're feeling on the Rain products until we're not on them anymore. I can't tell you how many times I've heard from somebody that they stopped their subscription, and a couple of months later, that nagging knee pain came back, or they're not sleeping as well as they used to. And the lack of the product is the motivator, is the reminder that the product was really making a difference. So we can also use this as an opportunity to remind people how important these products are, how much of a contribution they've been making to our overall sense of health and well-being. So, sometimes people have to run out of something in order to realize how beneficial it is. But, so be in touch with people. This also might be a reminder to you and me to start stocking up on some of the other products. Be proactive. In the world today, left, right, and center, we are hearing about supply chain issues. We're hearing about the impacts that tariffs might make on the import of different raw materials and things that companies need. So we've gotten pretty complacent in life in this country in thinking that we're always going to have things available to us. And life is showing that that's not always the case right now. So consider stocking up a little bit on some of your favorite products, knowing that it may be the case that at some point in the future, there would be a short period where you can't have that. Get extra so that if other people run out, you have some that you can sell to people until they restock. Be proactive. Treat your business like a business, and inventory can be part of running a successful business. So take stock literally of what you have and consider getting more. Teach your people to do that. It will help them have the product they need for their health and well-being. It will also boost volumes, of course, if people start becoming a little bit more proactive. So these are things that we can do, again, always in the spirit of, you know, turning, lemons into lemonade, right? So get ahead of the situation. Be creative in addressing a situation like this. There are markets where core is not out of stock. I'm told that Turkey is one of those markets. So why not see if you can find someone who knows someone who's in Turkey? They're not having stock issues, inventory issues. And why Turkey? In particular, because if you can find a new customer in Turkey, or if you can find a new associate in Turkey, they're in the right place at the right time to be in a position to attend the Ascend event that's going to happen in September, right? So why not use this as an opportunity to find somebody who's in a market that's not dealing with this type of a challenge and begin to build your business overseas? Or find somebody who's Turkish near where you live, and they might know somebody who's in a market like Turkey. So be creative. These are a couple of ideas that popped into my mind. I've also heard this, that there's still some core being reserved in the United States for new enrollment packs, meaning that new associates who purchase a leadership enrollment pack, that comes with 2 boxes of core. Or if they enroll with a builder's pack, that comes with 1 box of core. These people can enroll and they can actually get that product. Maybe they'll sell that product to you and help recoup the cost of their investment in this business. So I just encourage you to be creative and think about the different ways that you can take what might appear to be a challenge and turn it into some sort of an opportunity. I believe that there's not an entrepreneur in the world who has had smooth sailing from startup to success. So how you address that, how we address that as leaders is crucial. Maintaining calm in the face of that storm, being creative, letting people know that this is a company that is growing and in some respects could even be seen as the result of a growing company with greater inventory demands that is experiencing this type of situation temporarily. Know that RAIN is growing. Know that the fact that RAIN is doing business in more than 40 countries around the world requires immense amounts of inventory here, there, and everywhere. And it's the kind of problem that happens to a successful and growing company. So be calm in the face of the storm. Reassure your partners and your customers that this is a temporary situation. Encourage them to make sure that their businesses are active by purchasing other products if they're RAIN associates, and if they're customers, encourage them to try other products to become familiar with the rest of the RAIN brand, and also to maintain that very, very valuable RAIN cash percentage that they are earning. And go back and help people understand that, because so many people don't even keep track or aren't very aware of the tremendous benefits that the RAIN cash program offers to us all. So again, these are all opportunities or excuses that we have to be able to reach out to the people on our team, to demonstrate your leadership, to maintain a positive outlook in the face of, in the context of the world situation, a very minor kind of intrusion into our lives. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, John.
Thank you, Miss Laura. And thank you all for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure hosting and spending time with you all. To our associates, build on this. Create a great week. Join us on Saturday at 10 a.m. Central and be at the Be the Breakthrough presentation and pack out the house. If you are a guest here tonight, first off, thank you for joining us. And please give back with the person who invited you. We hope to see you again next week with your own guests. Everybody have a great night and good night.